breathe your name upon me. Breathe. Just breathe your name.
Hello everyone, I hope you're having an amazing week. I know I am. His grace has been sufficient and I have enjoyed His presence. We are going into day 4 of our Bible Promises series. I'm so glad you decided to join me here. Every day this week we are reading, meditating on and reflecting upon a different Bible verse. If you missed day 1, 2 or 3, click the link below to watch the other videos in this series. Today's title is Promise of God's Steadfast Presence. Our verse is Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. We've been thinking about this verse for a while now. Actually, we did a live Bible study session on it. This is how serious we take these Bible promises. So what do we want to learn from this verse? Well, first of all, we want to look at the context and see what we can learn there. Now, before we do that, I just want to encourage you to click on that subscribe button. It really helps us get closer to our goal for this year. Also, click on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Okay, let's keep going. So what do we need to know? Well, first of all, when Moses spoke these words in Deuteronomy chapter 31, Israel was getting ready to enter the promised land. They had spent 40 years wandering in the wilderness, and now their leader, Moses, was not allowed to go with them into the promised land because of his unbelief. So Moses, by God's instruction, appointed Joshua to be his successor, and in chapters 31 and 32, Moses delivered a farewell message to the people of Israel. In verses 1 to 8 of chapter 31, he reminded them of God's mighty acts on their behalf and told them to remain faithful to God. In verses 9 to 29, Moses reviewed the law for them, explaining how to worship God and live holy lives. And then in verses 30 to 34, he talked about the covenant between God and Israel, reminding them that God's words would come against them if they broke the covenant and turned away from Him. He then shared a song with them, giving thanks to God and reminding them of His faithfulness. So why is all that important? Well, it is important to know that Moses was speaking to the people of Israel during a time of transition. They had just come out of slavery in Egypt. They wandered in the desert for 40 years, and now they were about to enter the promised land. I mean, it was a huge deal. They had no idea what lay ahead. There would be new people, new places, new challenges, and even new enemies, new territories and new ways of life that was different from what they've always known. And also, this was very difficult for Moses. He couldn't go with the people into the promised land, and I'm sure he had some fears as well. But look at verse 3. The Lord Himself will be with you wherever you go, and He will never leave you or abandon you. How encouraging is that? Even though things were scary, even though there was uncertainty, even though there was a lot of change, even though Moses won't be there with them, God promised to be with them every step of the way. His presence was more important than anything and anyone else's now. Let's stop for a second and think about that promise. As Christians, we serve a God who is always with us. No matter where we go, no matter what we do, no matter what challenges we face, we can take comfort in knowing that God is by our side. And that's exactly what Moses did in chapter 31 of Deuteronomy. In the midst of a scary and uncertain situation, Moses reminded the people of Israel that God was with them, and that gave them the strength to keep moving forward. So let's get back to our verse for today. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. In this verse, Moses was telling the people of Israel to be strong and courageous, which means that they shouldn't be scared or worried about what lay ahead. Why? Because God was with them and He would never leave them or abandon them. He is too faithful to leave them unaccompanied by Himself. That's an amazing promise. And that's a promise that we can hold on to today as well. No matter what challenges we face, no matter how scary things may seem, we can take comfort in knowing that God is with us. You know, life can be challenging. Sometimes we face difficult situations that can be scary and overwhelming. We might feel like we're on our own, like we have to figure it out on our own. But the truth is that we don't have to do this alone. We have God with us, who is greater than any challenge we may face. He gives us the strength. We need to keep going. So let's take some time right now to remember that God is with us. Let's thank Him that He never leaves us or abandons us. And let's ask Him to help us to be strong and courageous whenever we face challenges in life. When I read this verse, I can't help but think about my kids. You know, they look up to me and they want me to be strong and brave for them, especially in times of trouble. And I know that I'm not perfect and I'm not always the strongest person, but when I remember that God is with me, it gives me the strength I need to be the parent that my kids need me to be, despite my disabilities and personal health and other challenges. You know, we all face challenges in life, whether it's dealing with a difficult situation at work or providing for our families or caring for aging parents or encouraging our children. We all need strength and courage. And when we remember that God is with us, it gives us the strength we need to face those challenges. You know, sometimes I get so caught up in the everyday demands of life that I forget to take a moment and appreciate the fact that God is with me. But when I read this verse, it reminds me that no matter what I'm facing, God is with me and He will never leave me or abandon me. So I want to encourage you today to take some time to reflect on this promise. Think about all the ways that God has been with you in the past and all the challenges you've been able to overcome because of His presence, and also look to the future. Think about the challenges you may face tomorrow and ask God for the strength and courage you need to face them. You know, as we come to the end of this video, I want to encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What does this promise mean to you? How has God's presence been with you in the past? How did knowing that He was present able to help you through that situation? And how are you going to rely on His presence in the future? We'd love to hear from you. And before we go, I want to remind you to click on that subscribe button. It really helps us reach more people with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And also click on that bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. You know, we live in a world that often seems like it's against us, but we can take heart knowing that God is on our side. He's with us and He will never leave us or abandon us. So be strong and courageous, my friends. No matter what you're facing, God is with you. Well, that brings us to the end of another wonderful day here at our channel. I hope you enjoyed our time together today. If you did, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us out. Also, don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. You never know whose life you might impact. Until next time, God bless you, and remember, Jesus loves you and He is always with you.
Just breathe your name upon me, breathe. Just breathe your name upon me, breathe. Yod Hey Wah Hey is your name, breathe, Lord. Just breathe your name upon me, breathe.